this is Justin Lowe, and we're here with Juegos Rancheros. And so, first off, real quick, introduce yourselves and what you do on the project, and then we'll get into sort of general specifics about what the Juegos Rancheros and also Fantastic Fest and all that stuff is about.
Who goes first?
Make sure you speak up.
Sure, I'm Adam Saltzman, and I'm one of the Juegos Rancheros co-founders, and I'm also an independent game maker. I made a game called Flixel, or Cannibalt, that a lot of people know about, and a Flash game development framework called Flixel that some people use, and I have a iPhone company with my friend Eric called Semi-Secret Software, and we develop and publish iOS games.
So I am Brandon Boyer. I'm Brandon Boyer. I am the chairman of the Independent Games Festival. Have been writing about video games since 2004-ish. Ran a blog called Offworld for Boing Boing, and I'm about to launch a blog called Venus Patrol. And another co-founder of Juegos.
And also another curator for Fantastic Arcade. My name is Wiley Wiggins. I'm creative director of Fantastic Arcade. I'm also creative director of my own iOS indie game company, Caracasa Games, and I also am a Juegos Rancheros founder.
Well, then first give us a brief overview about what Juegos Rancheros is, when and how it got started originally, and then what you do on the project specifically.
You want to grab that?
Yes.
So the story of Juegos is when I moved to town probably 4 years ago, Adam here was doing like very irregular indie developer meetups. So there'd be 3 or 4 people, maybe once a year.
The most people we ever had was 6, which isn't a lot.
And so when I came, it was all just sort of chance. So we had 2 developers in from out of town that were friends of ours, and we ended up just going to the bar together. And I had always had the secret hope that we could make this something regular, and also make it something that was open to the public. So from that first bar night, we basically I would just email everybody every week and just say hey, it's the night that we all have to go to the bar now and just hang out and have a good time. And then the amazing thing that happened was after the first Fantastic Arcade, Tim League, who runs the Alamo Drafthouse, just kind of randomly emailed me on a Sunday and was like, do you guys want to do some sort of a happy hour where you can play video games here at the Highball? And that just was sort of magically the thing that it was exactly what I wanted to do. It gave us a venue and a way that we could present stuff just to the public for free and just show them awesome indie games that they'd never heard of before. So this is our 15th this month. So we've been doing it for just over a year now, and have had really good luck just growing an audience. I think the turnout today was actually really good. Started off pretty slow. We would just have our first one was the Gunstringer, right? Yeah, Gunstringer Twisted Pixels game. Mm-hmm. It was the first time that ever got showed off in public. We had maybe 20 people here. That was mostly just friends of ours. And over the past almost year and a half now, we've just been ramping it up and getting the word out more. And I think I've hit
we finally hit critical mass.
Yeah, we've hit a good thing where we don't need to beg people anymore to come out. They just know to show up.
Which is good for a Sunday at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy about the turnout these days.
That's the normal time when everybody goes out to party crazy and learn about indie games. So it was a natural fit.
So and then real quick, during the September event, I'll recap what you're showing off, what Fantastic Fest is, and Fantastic Arcade is.
I can take that. So Fantastic Arcade, Fantastic Fest is the largest genre film festival in America. It's patterned after other fantastic film festivals like Sitges and the Fantastic Festival, some of the European genre film festivals. Mike Plant, who was the head of Cinevegas, which is an indie film festival in Vegas, had been incubating an indie video game festival idea sub Cinevegas for a while. He'd curated some really cool interactive art stuff at Sundance. So he brought the idea to Tim League, and they decided to, when Cinevegas shut down, he brought the idea to Tim League. and they made it a part of Fantastic Fest. And then after 2 years, Mike got hired full-time by Sundance. So I had volunteered in the past years. We'd all been involved to some extent in the past years. Brendan had helped curate stuff in the past. So I kind of got it on my head this year. And it's been pretty exciting. We're the thing that's interesting about Fantastic Arcade, maybe in contrast to other indie game festivals, is it sort of has its own unique flavor that's inherited from Fantastic Fest as a whole. And it's kind of difficult to put your finger exactly on what makes a game a Fantastic Arcade game, other than by just saying that it's generally a fantastic game that isn't that's not a mainstream game. That's something that we want to expose people who aren't devoted gamers to. We want to show them that games can be anything, and that individuals can make games. And that they're entertaining, that they're not just this sort of like cloistered, difficult to penetrate like cabal of nerds. Like it's something that is, there's something there for everybody, and any individual's voice being lent to a game is a great thing. So this year we've got a super great lineup of games, which we've published on the website. We have Spotlight games, which are the games that we put in custom-built arcade cabinets with custom artwork on them. Those are usually the games that we feel really ought to be like highlighted, or maybe lend themselves just to an arcade cabinet play. Like they're the kind of game that like somebody stands up and plays and other people watch them play. And we've featured 3 of them here today, Super Time Force, McPixel, and Super Hexagon. In addition to that, we've also got FTL by Justin Ma, which is a pretty cool game. Unmanned, which is a Mulla Industria game, which is disturbing and political and kind of darkly funny at the same time. And we've got Hotline Miami, which is a super intense. It's the first commercially available game from our friend Cactus, who's been putting out games for free for a really long time and is a very long-suffering underground indie. And it's an incredibly violent neon 80s Miami experience where Spectre-like individuals wearing plastic animal masks tell you to go out and kill. And we're pretty excited about that. And one of the cool things that we're doing with that game is there's going to be a custom-made level that is the highball itself, and you're going to go through and basically kill everyone at the highball because a man with a horse head told you to.
That's awesome. So what is Juegos Rancheros showing at the September event specifically?
Well, Juegos Rancheros being us, us 3, plus the community that we've assembled, we're tasked to do full curation for the festival this year. So in addition to the games that we're presenting, we're also for the very first time going to do a game jam, which we're really excited about, because in the past we've managed to, even though not a lot of people know about Fantastic Fest and it's still kind of this like tiny blip on the radar of like game events, the developers that we've brought down are all super into it, and we've had an amazing time just hanging out with everybody and mingling, and like different people meeting, and like people meeting the game developers and getting drunk with them, and all sorts of wacky things happening. So we decided we'd harness the developers in attendance thing to have a Superstar Game Jam, which is going to be on an amazing top secret theme this year, which I would love to tell you about, but you're going to have to wait.
So no announcements about the date or what it's about?
Well, the date of the Game Jam, it's going to start the night of Friday, September the 14th, and it's going to run for 48 hours. Am I right?
Yep.
We're going to have local headquarters, which is going to be folks who want to join up from our community here, in addition to a lot of the developers that are here showcasing their games, people who are coming back from past years. But then also we're going to open it up to the whole world on the internet through a special website that we're setting up that's going to be really cool. And then games that were made here locally on this theme are going to be featured in their own special arcade cabinet.
Awesome. So Austin's been a great, independent development sort of town, and where do you guys see your importance on Austin, and what's interest level like? How is this thing evolving to be this bigger than originally expected project?
I think the thing that's happened is just a lot of very disparate developers who didn't know each other now, and I think the most exciting thing that's really come out of this is, I would say, within like the past 9 months to a year, people have just started working together, which was sort of a completely unexpected outcome. Like, we really did just get together to start having beers, and it's turned into, we've got an audio company here called Gleek, and one of their audio guys, Bobby, has ended up just like working with pretty much everybody now. Like, so he's worked on Waking Mars was the last big game that he did, which ended up like getting the Game and Audio Award at IGF this year. So that kind of like developer crossover is a really like happy.
I started working with Robin Arnott because I met him because he was demoing Deep Sea up here one afternoon. Dale Austin is working with Shay Pierce on a game now. Dale Austin was doing the flyers for Juegos Rancheros, and Shay was just attending the events. There's been a lot of really good crossover, and one of our early goals, one of our like early like dreamy like, oh god, wouldn't this be amazing if goals was, what if it's not just video game people who are coming to the events, but it's art gallery people and toy makers and graphic designers and all of these people, and that's actually starting
totally
to work
come to
and
fruition.
happen.
Yeah.
And man, so awesome.
That's one of the things
We are awesome.
We are awesome. No, that's one of the great things about games that I always try and get across to my friends that are, I come from an indie film background, and that's one of the things that I always get across to my friends that aren't game people in quotation marks, is that games are a modality of art very much like film, in that there are a million mini disciplines involved in it. And even if you aren't necessarily like a game aficionado, even if you aren't a programmer, like anybody who's creative can be involved in the creation and the enjoyment of a game. And that's one of the main things that we've been trying to get across. And we've been trying to like not only attract a bunch of like developer people or industry people or hopefuls, but like, the people that appreciate art in any form.
Yeah, it's about art and culture, and we happen to be showing mainly the video game corner because we feel like maybe people don't show that corner enough in a art and culture get together kind of way. But yeah, that's all it is, and it's totally working so far. It's amazing.
And so to wrap this up, what would you say to people that are looking to get into like volunteering for you guys, or looking to get their games, put out, on Juegos Rancheros specifically? What would you tell them?
So basically, you can just email volunteer@juegosrancheros.com if you want to help out, and we always need like help distributing flyers, telling people's friends that they should come out. We've started
bringing random computer hardware.
Yeah, this is a pretty new thing where like people can just bring their own games, whether or not like we feature them as part of the event, but like anybody can just bring a game and set up a little station here and get really good like playtesting feedback and all of that stuff. If you just email us beforehand and let us know that you want to show something off here, we can accommodate that.
Do they have to be local specifically?
I think everyone has just been local, just by nature of this being a pretty like hyper-local event.
The thing is, like, if you want, the thing that we have is like we're always gonna, select something. We're gonna pick what we're gonna show this month. We're gonna get together and show that on the big screen, whether it's local or international. If you want somebody to show up with a laptop and play test a game on the side, if you're not local, you got to be super ambitious because you're gonna have to actually get here with your body and your computer.
I encourage that. If someone wants to travel to Austin to show their game off, then A-okay. But typically the games that Brandon highlights every month are from all over the world. And then we feature games from everywhere, and then people here in the community who are Juegos Rancheros themselves can come and get really, really good user testing on their game.
So if people want to come to Juegos Rancheros, it would be the first of the month?
First Sunday of every month.
First Sunday of every month.
Officially kicks off at 4 p.m. and we usually get kicked out around 6 p.m.
6:30.
But we definitely encourage people to introduce themselves to other people while they're here, and maybe go get like nasty tacos after the event, and like I don't know, it can be a really good thing.
Okay, awesome. And if they're interested in finding out more about Fantastic Arcade, they could be coming back on the 20th or so?
Yeah, the Fantastic Arcade is the first part of Fantastic Fest, and it'll be the days between the 20th and the 24th. 23rd, excuse me. And I should know that. And the Game Jam is the weekend of the 14th, 15th, 16th. And then also Juegos Rancheros, if you can't spell that, you can also get there by going to austinindies.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to do the interview. Look forward to seeing a response on the internet.